Each year, more than 1 million Americans develop some form of skin cancer, making it the most common form of cancer in the United States. How many of you knew that? I didn't. Well, since May is Skin Cancer Awareness Month, I thought it would be an appropriate time to talk about the prevention, detection, and a brand new advancement in the diagnosis of this potentially life-threatening disease. Please welcome the Chief of Dermatology at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center right here in New York City, Dr. Alan Halpern. So it's very nice to have you here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So let's discuss the different types of skin cancer first. Sure. Can you tell us what they are and simply?
Well, sure. Skin cancer comes in two basic categories, what I'll call either the pink ones or the non-melanoma skin cancers, or the brown or dark ones, the melanomas. And the pink ones are also subdivided into basal cell and squamous cell type skin cancer. What people need to understand is the pink ones are amazingly common, and these are the ones that are less likely to spread internally and kill you, but they're very common on the face and other parts, and they can be very destructive and leave a lot of scarring. So it's important to catch them early. But the more serious or deadly form is the melanoma. Those are usually the dark spots. And if you miss the beginnings of a melanoma, this one will spread and kill you. In fact, 1 American dies of melanoma every hour. And so when it comes to catching melanomas early, the real key here, when we talk about early, is thin. And by the time a melanoma is as thick as a dime, and we have a dime, and we'll show you, by the time it's that thick within the skin, it's got a pretty good chance of spreading and killing you.
Okay, everybody, listen up. Who is at greatest risk for actually developing skin cancers?
Oh, great question. And the first thing I think everybody needs to understand is that while there are some people who are at increased risk, absolutely everybody can get skin cancer. So no matter how dark your skin is, you can get skin cancer. And the other thing we're going to talk about is how important sun is in getting skin cancer. That said, you can get skin cancer even where the sun never shines, between your toes, the nooks and crannies, even your private parts. So if you see a worrisome lesion, no matter where it is on your skin, no matter what your skin looks like, it can be skin cancer. Get it checked out. But to your question, who's at increased risk, it's really primarily the fairer complexioned you are, the more likely you are to get any of them. And when it comes to the most serious melanoma-type skin cancer, basically, if there's a family history of melanoma, you're at increased risk.
Right.
And the strongest risk factor is moles. The more moles you have, the more atypical they look, the bigger your risk.
What about self-screenings? I mean, we can be taught to self-screen ourselves just to be aware, to look out for danger signs, right?
Sure.
So what are they?
So the key is most skin cancers are found by ourselves, people in our families. And so when it comes to finding your own skin cancer, the key is A, look everywhere, and B, when it comes to the dark ones or melanoma, I think we have a slide up here.
Okay.
Some of the warning signs you're looking for is any mole that's asymmetric, different color
Like
side
not
to side.
round, you mean?
And it looks different from one side than the other.
Okay.
The borders are jagged or irregular. It's got multiple plays of brown in it, and especially if it has black in it or red. And if it's bigger than about the size of a pencil eraser, which is not that big, but that should make you aware. But there are probably two even better signs, and that is any spot that's changing color, shape, or size over the course of a few months, get that checked out. And if there's any spot on your skin that just looks different than all the other spots, if it stands out as being different, go get it checked out.
We'll put all these up on our website so you don't have to write everything down, but it's really important to remember and to look.
And the other point, though, is this is the melanomas. These are the dark ones.
Yeah.
When it comes to the pink ones, if we could have the next one, these can be awfully subtle. And here's just an example of a pink spot on the hand and another spot on the nose.
Now I'm starting to look.
That's good. We want everybody to look. So that's a good thing. And so the issue is if you see any pink spot, if it doesn't go away after months, or even if it seems like it goes away but it comes back in the same place, especially if it comes back in the summertime,
right,
get it checked out. Okay. Or if it's easily irritated. Simple towel drying, even with your beautiful soft towels. If you towel dry, okay, and don't wait for it to bleed, but if it's easily irritated, get it checked out by your doctor.
Okay, now how does a dermatologist actually determine whether or not we have a cancer if we come in with a spot?
Most of the time they just look and they can tell. That's what we're trained to do. But sometimes many dermatologists will use this, which is called a dermatoscope, and you can look at your own skin through it. And you can see all sorts of details. And if we can have the next one here, what you'll see is on the left side, if we get it up, basically what it will show you is that this is what the mole might look like just looking at it. When I look at it through the dermatoscope, I see all that additional information. So that's one thing that we'll do.
I found something that's red.
we'll see you afterwards. We'll check that out. The other thing that will happen, though, is, as I said, one of the things that melanoma happens to people, lots of moles, funny moles, if I could see the next one. If you've got these kind of moles, obviously, you come back to me 6 months later, how am I going to know if any one of them changed? So the other thing that we'll do is we'll
photograph?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll take total body pictures, and when you come back, we'll compare you to the baseline pictures. So those are the things we're currently doing.
Oh, I love this little machine.
You like that, huh?
Yeah. Can we buy these?
You can.
Oh, you can.
But the problem is it takes a long time to train in using them for this, but they might be good for all sorts of stuff.
Indeed. Well, thanks to the American Academy of Dermatology, everyone in the audience is going home with a body mole map and a card with additional instructions on how to screen yourself. These very, very informative pieces of paper. And Dr. Halpern, I can't tell you thanks enough, because this is really important. One thing we didn't mention, though, is the sun. You started to talk about the sun and how much sun protection do we need?
And the answer is protect yourself as much as you can. Don't give up the healthy things you like to do outside, but wear the hat, keep the shirt on, and a number 30 or higher sunscreen for those areas that aren't covered by other clothing.
Okay. Thank you very much. We'll be right back.